Sent as a missionary, instead, he received guidance and became a Muslim woman activist in America. My name is Cindy Weber. I come from Burlington, Wisconsin, United States, and I converted to Islam 23 years ago. I grew up in the Catholic Church and studied with nuns. The place where I studied Islam was in Kenya when I was sent as a missionary teacher there. I met and saw for myself Muslim people and how they live. If converts in general have to go through a struggle and a long journey to find Islam, this is different with Cindy Weber. He felt that the path to Islam had been prepared for him. I just think that God wants to guide me, so there are no obstacles that hinder my path to Islam, he said. Since childhood, Cindy was raised in the Catholic Church. He was educated by nuns and eventually became a missionary. Cindy doesn't say much about how she learned Catholicism and spread it to various corners of the world. What is certain is that Cindy's story of guidance began when she served in Kenya as a missionary, of course. In Kenya, Cindy interacted a lot with Muslims. Secretly, he was fascinated by the life of Muslims. That was the only thing that was the key to his interest in Islam. I see how they live their lives. They have a good family life, and I think that's something I was looking for, Cindy said in the program, They Choose Islam, on the Algerian TV, which can be watched on YouTube. Cindy saw the Muslim family so happy. They like to gather and eat together. This sight was very foreign to Cindy, who was used to living amidst the individualism of US society. It's a contrast to me in America, where on Sunday afternoons I'm just in front of the television, watching a football game with a case of beer. It really felt empty, he recalled. Having no Muslim relatives or friends, let alone an ustaz, meant that the woman born in Burlington, Wisconsin, USA, was forced to study Islam alone, autodidactically. Even without a teacher and no one to answer her questions about her faith, it didn't take Cindy long to decide that Islam would be her religion. There is not the slightest doubt. Cindy felt as if she was being led to embrace Islam when she returned to the US. Cindy's path was so easy that she later declared her creed in Chicago. 2 weeks before saying the Shahada, Cindy went to the Islamic Center in Chicago. He only said, "I am interested in Islam." In fact, at that time Cindy was already studying Islam and even intended to say the Shahada. The management of the Chicago Islamic Center also gave him several Islamic literature and books. After receiving the book, Cindy left. However, suddenly a Muslim from the Islamic Center called him. Wait. Why don't you just become a Muslim now?" Cindy imitated the Muslim's question. "Well, I only read these books and similar things. I was just thinking about that," answered Cindy. "Okay, do you know that if you don't become a Muslim today, then you cross that road and die, you will go to hell," said the Muslim, inviting Cindy to hurry towards goodness. "No, that's impossible because I'm a Catholic and Catholics won't go to hell," said Cindy. "Okay, we know you actually wanted to go out drinking with your friends, drinking alcohol, the night before you became a Muslim. That's why you don't want to be a Muslim today," the Muslim guessed. "I don't drink alcohol," Cindy lied. Cindy laughed a little, her cheeks red when telling the story of the conversation with the Islamic Center administrator. He really remembers this event, even though 25 years have passed. The conversation led to the giving of the address of a large mosque in Chicago. The Islamic Center management gave up. Cindy did not immediately embrace Islam that day. "So, I received the address, Chicago Grand Mosque. And 2 weeks later I went there, said the Shahada," said Cindy. The missionary's journey to embracing Islam was so simple. Cindy said that the path of Islam seemed destined for her. He didn't feel the slightest difficulty. On the contrary, it was ease after ease that he experienced when taking the path to guidance. Taking part in the social sector. After embracing Islam, Cindy became a devout Muslim. She wore a hijab, then married a Muslim man and lived in Dallas. He is even active in an Islamic humanitarian foundation and spends his time preaching. There he talked about Islam and shared knowledge through dawah. The foundation protects refugee communities in Dallas. About 50% of the refugees there are Muslim. We received them and told them that implementing Islamic law in America is easy. They can keep their faith and don't need to hide it or pretend they're not Muslims, said Cindy. In the foundation's central building, 5 daily prayers are held every day. Islamic religious studies and Arabic are also taught to Muslim children. There are also English classes which are attended not only by Muslim children, but also non-Muslims. In fact, the English teacher in the class was a Catholic. We partner with a Catholic foundation, and they send active English teachers to teach English as a second language. So we have all religions here, and everyone is welcome, said Cindy tolerantly. 7 days a week, he spends his time at the foundation. Nevertheless, Cindy enjoyed it. However, he admitted, many things changed after he embraced Islam. After converting to Islam and wearing the hijab, Cindy was often treated differently. When shopping, for example, cashiers are often rude. It's just a small thing, that you can just accept it and walk away, because you know that person wouldn't behave like that if they knew how good Islam is. All you need to do is behave as best as possible. Now, Cindy is the mother of 2 grown children. They are Lubaba, 22 years, and Abdullah Helwani, 19. Thanks to Cindy's upbringing, they grew into young Muslims full of achievements. Initially, Cindy was worried about the influence of Western culture which could contaminate her 2 children. Because of this, he continues to instill Islamic teachings and values in the souls of his children from childhood. The influence of Western culture really worries me. But hopefully they will receive enough Islamic education that will make them always return to Islam when making life choices, said Cindy happily, while introducing her 2 children. The eldest, Lubaba, is very active on campus. She even received many awards such as Outstanding Campus Leader in the 2010 Resbud Award Festival. Who's who among students in American universities and colleges. And became president of the KB organization at Texas Women's University. Since the 5th grade of elementary school, Lubaba has worn the hijab. Even when she moved from an Islamic school to a public school, she never took off her hijab. Just because you are Muslim and wear the hijab, doesn't mean you are prevented from achieving and getting awards, said Lubaba. Abdullah has graduated from film school in Orlando. Currently, he is an intern at the Hollywood Muslim Affairs Council in Los Angeles. He's an American Muslim, an American teenager. He just graduated from film school, said Cindy, while opening an email from Abdullah and showing a photo of her son. Cindy is endlessly grateful to see the success of her 2 children. He has succeeded in educating and raising them in Islamic values. Cindy also succeeded in growing their self-confidence as Muslims, so that they did not feel isolated among the majority group who had different beliefs.